What is up, YouTube? I'm Positively Udo up in my car. I just finished watching the finale of Shane Dawson's Jake Paul series. I was watching it over with my friend Chris Booty. I don't know how to say his last name. Over at The Rewired Soul YouTube channel. Awesome mental health channel. He's kind of like a drama channel mixed with mental health. Really cool. And we were watching it, discussing it, and I just wanted to get my 2 cents because over here on this channel, I love to talk about how to rewire your mind to attract success into your life. And this YouTube series is a really good example of an important thing that you have to implement into your life in order to have more successful relationships and attract success to what you're doing. So before I get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Just hit the button, because when you hit subscribe, you are joining the success squad. And why would you not want to join something that is called the success squad? So go ahead and join the squad. There's 3,000 of us. Don't you want it to grow? So let's go. So the major thing that I think is really important is this. Check this out. People did not want Shane to do this documentary in the first place because they didn't want people feeling empathy for Jake. And guess is what's happening. Guess you see what's happening. People are feeling for Jake. People are starting to get on Jake's side. You know why that is? You know why that is? It's because Jake got vulnerable. And that's the key to communication. And as Jake tells his story, you will see there are a couple of places where he needed to get vulnerable in order to properly communicate to avoid drama. So overall, Jake has been vulnerable and communicated his side, and now people are on his side. Before the Shane Dawson interview, people were not on his side because Jake was never vulnerable. And if he was, nobody believed it because he was monetizing the video. Right? So he never really got vulnerable. So he never really communicated. My bra strap is showing. Just ignore that. So in his story, the first place that he needed to be vulnerable was with the Martinez twins. I hope their name is Martinez. I could be wrong. For some reason, I think it's Martinez. And I don't know if they're Mexican or European. Latino or European. I don't know. Pero he needed to have communication with them and be vulnerable with them. Here's the thing, though. It's a little bit dicey. It's about race. Rewind. I'm just going to say race, even though I know being Spaniard or being Mexican is not a race. So you can't be racist for some Mexican because Mexican is not a race. But you get what I'm saying. It's a race thing and it's dicey because Jake is a white guy. Now with white guys, listen, Linda, white dudes don't get it. Okay, you know how Donald Trump said grab him by the P word and he's just like, it's bathroom talk. He doesn't get it. That's how white dudes are. White dudes who talk like that, that's how they are. They don't get it, so they don't take it seriously. The Martinez twins needed to have a vulnerable discussion with Jake and be real. Have that communication because that's the only way that Jake would get it. White guys like that, they don't get it until it actually hits home. Until they actually are like, wow, I'm hurting my friend. And the only way that they can know that is if they have vulnerable communication with their friend. So that was what's needed. Because that didn't happen, the Martinez twins made a scathing video about Jake. And Jake's just like, but I gave you food and shelter. F you. How dare you say that about me? You know I was just joking. And gets all defensive. That's exactly what white dudes do, okay? When you don't properly communicate how their words are really harmful. So communication was needed there. By the way, I'm not saying all white dudes are like that. I'm just saying white dudes who make those kind of racial jokes, that's their mindset. Prove me wrong. Try to prove me wrong, please. The other place he needed communication was with Alyssa. That's Drama City. Here's what they needed to do. They needed to have a real sit-down talk about where the relationship is and where it's going. And Alyssa needed to make a decision. Jake, I love you. I love you, but you're sleeping with other women in front of my face. And it's pissing me off. And you won't give me time of day. So I'm this close to getting revenge on you by sleeping with your brother. And then Jake says, oh, Alyssa, I kind of like you. And I'm not sure about my feelings, and I'm not ready to commit, and I'm sorry, and whatever the discussion would be. But if a discussion happened, there would be no need for revenge. Alyssa was taking out revenge on Jake. She was purposely trying to hurt him. Listen, if you hurt a woman and she's a vengeful chick like Alyssa, prepare to get your heart eaten and chewed up and spit out, bro. Girls like Alyssa don't play. They're going for the jugular. She's sleeping with your brother. So that whole drama could have been avoided if they had vulnerable communication. And then with the Banks thing, that's obvious. They just needed to communicate, period, on that one. So communication would have resolved a lot of the dramas that Jake was explaining. And so Jake would be more drama free. I mean, he would still have the drama of his immature humor, right? When he was jumping on the news van and going like, what are those? And he found it funny. Yeah, it's funny, you know, like if you're like me and your mind is still in middle school, it's hilarious. But also it's obnoxious. But there's a market for middle school hilarity humor. You know, it wasn't that long that Jackass was all over MTV and they made like 3 movies. It was stupid. Like, I remember when Jackass came out, it was the stupidest thing to me. I'm like, what is hilarious about dudes kicking each other in the balls? Like, I get it. It hurts. It's not funny, but people loved it. So there's a market for that. And also, you know, the advertising to little kids thing, and he just needed to own up to that, and just be like, listen, I get it. I just don't care. And it's not a big deal to me. It's not a big deal. They can buy my merch if they want my merch. It's not, a t-shirt isn't going to damage a kid's psyche. I don't care. Right? He just need to be honest about that. Just be honest. Don't be like, but I don't do that. You do it. You just don't give a damn. You're a pure capitalist, my friend. But overall, the majority of the video was Jake being vulnerable, and so now people are on his side. The same cannot be said for Logan Paul. Logan Paul really comes out as a douche. I mean, geez. I get the whole dynamic. I get the whole, you know, you're the big brother, so you have to shove it in your little brother's face. You know, like, I work with dudes, like white dudes. I don't know, white dudes are like this. I don't know, like, do black dudes do this to each other when they're siblings? Do Asian dudes do this to each other when they're siblings? But, like, these guys, like, usually they grow up, you know, not in the wealthiest conditions, and they just have this mentality that I'm the older brother, so I gotta show it to my little brothers. And if there's some mud puddle I can kick him in, I'm gonna kick him. And if I can make him trip, I'm gonna trip him. Like, they just have this mentality. So I get it, but Logan took it really far. Like, that's messed up, dude. So, and, you know, the Suicide Force thing and all that. Oh my gosh. Something's in my eye. Yeah, people just didn't find him to be vulnerable. They don't believe him. When you're vulnerable, it has to be from the heart, truly. And people have to buy it. And if you're monetizing your apology video, nobody's buying it. And if your redemption video is all perfectly edited and you're on a suicide tour for like 1 week, people don't see that as authentic. Communication has to be vulnerable. It has to be real. It has to be authentic. If it's not, you won't get yourself across, and you cannot enroll that person to your side. So the lesson I'm learning here is the importance of communication. And you should do it all the time. Be vulnerable all the time, especially if you are trying to enroll people in your vision, whatever your vision of success is. So that's my 2 cents. Is there anything else I want to say? Nope, that's all I got to say. So make sure you hit subscribe, like the video if you like it. Much love to my Patreons over on patreon.com/Udoka. Thank you for donating to the channel. I love you so much. And we don't have to say goodbye. I mean, this video is over, but you can check out like all these other videos down here that I made. And if I'm not lazy, I might put a video over here and a video over here. I don't know. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Until next time. Much love, much luck. Peace out.